Guyana's president agrees to meet with the opposition leader on election matters. And in sport, West Indies lose the first T20 in their three-match series against England. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, March 6th, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break. Guyana's President David Granger has agreed to meet today with opposition leader JAGDEO about pending elections. This after JAGDEO presented a number of proposals which he wanted the coalition government to agree to before any consideration is given to holding regional and general elections beyond this month. In a letter to JAGDEO yesterday, Minister of State Joseph Harmon said President Granger had been made aware of the contents of JAGDEO's response to his request for the meeting and was prepared to meet with him at 11 a.m. to discuss the issues raised in the correspondence. In his March 4th letter to Harmon, JAGDEO, who successfully tabled a motion of no confidence against the coalition government on December 21, 2018, insisted the proposed meeting must only focus on ensuring that the Constitution is not violated and that general and regional elections are held in accordance with the Constitution. Now, under the Constitution, the polls must be held within 90 days of the passage of a motion of no confidence unless extended by a two-thirds majority of the National Assembly. An opposition legislator in the British Virgin Islands has stepped down just days after being re-elected. Parliamentary representative for the 4th Electoral District, Mark Vanterpool, cited personal reasons as he announced his decision to quit active politics. In a video statement posted on Facebook, the MP, who was re-elected in the February 25th polls and was due to sit in the House of Assembly when it convenes on March 12th, acknowledged that the development would come as a surprise, and he offered an apology to voters.
I sincerely regret the disappointment and inconvenience that this will cause. I wish to thank all the constituents of District 4 and the territory of the Virgin Islands for allowing me to serve you for 4 terms in the House of Assembly. The privilege was given to me to serve 2 of those terms as a Minister of Government. It is appropriate for me to make this a public apology to the electorate of District 4 and all residents for my decision on the heels of the recent election.
Vanterpool said he was dedicated and honest in serving the people, and he said he would continue to serve the country in other ways outside of politics. Now, Vanterpool was one of only 3 members of the National Democratic Party who won their seats in last month's elections. The party was ousted from power by the Virgin Islands Party, which took 8 of the 13 seats in the House of Assembly. The Progressive Virgin Islands Movement and Progressives United won 1 seat each. In other news, Premier David Byrd has warned that Bermuda is in new and dangerous territory as he asked Britain to dismiss a report that recommends that expatriates living in the British overseas territory get to vote. He was speaking after tabling a motion against a report by the UK House of Commons Foreign Affairs Committee, which pushed for more rights for British citizens living in Bermuda. Premier Byrd said his administration will resist the UK's efforts to impose its legislative will on the island.
The motion that we've laid down is calling on the UK government to reject the recommendations However, as we have seen, there are elements inside the UK House of Commons that wish to push these things on us despite what the government wants to say. So it is a new and dangerous territory that we're in, but from the perspective of the government, we are going to stand by our principles. We're going to stand by the Constitution which we currently have, our current constitutional settlement, which says that UK cannot legislate for our own affairs. And if the United Kingdom changes that position, then we'll have decisions to make here.
And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next.
When you have a case like this, you obviously the defendants are going to be the doctors, the hospital, etc. What was the legal strategies you pursued to try and, get success for this case?
Well, the first thing you have to do is establish what are the standards of care. Doctors can't just do what they want. There are standards, minimum standards of care that they're supposed to follow. And there's a rule of medicine called differential diagnosis. You have to rule out the worst first.
I was able to run the streets, do what I wanted to do. Get away from the abuse. Because no matter what, abuse is abuse, even verbal abuse.
That's true.
And my mom was angry.
But then you became like the protector then of your sisters and brothers.
Yes.
So what did you do to take care of it?
Only thing I could do is do the best I can, raise those kids like they're my own. The abuse from my father made me angry. It made me hate people.
Nicholas Pooran's career best half-century was overshadowed by West Indies' shoddy fielding effort as England breezed to a 4-wicket win in the opening T20 International of the 3-match series yesterday. Now defending 161 at the Darren Sammy National Stadium after the left-handed Nicholas Pooran slammed a top score of 58, the hosts lost 4 chances for dismissals and England capitalized to reach their target with 7 deliveries remaining. Man of the match Johnny Bairstow stroked 68 of 40 deliveries, while Joe Denley chipped in with 30 of 29. Left-arm pacer Sheldon Cottrell finished with figures of 3 for 29.
Another down. Into the wind. Joe Denley quickly into his stride. And Denley and Billings batting together. It was a good combination for England. Denley against the breeze again, it doesn't land. Oh, looked as if the damage was done. This is next ball, down it went. Here he goes, here he goes. 3 for 29 for Cottrell, and then Tom Curran ended proceedings.
And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.